Hi, welcome to Latino Loud. My name is Lydia Guzman. I'm with Chicanos por la Causa, Chicanos por la Causa Action Fund. We have an exciting program today where we have special guests to talk to us about civic engagement and getting out the vote using musicians.
Latino Loud.
Brought to you by CPLC Vota, Chicanos por la Causa Action Fund.
Bacilia, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Lydia, for having us here. We're excited to talk about Grita Canta Vota, which is a powerful new campaign that was launched this year using music, musicians, really interesting artists to use their voice to empower Latinos to vote. And I'll introduce Esau Torres, who is a co-founder of the campaign.
Yeah, well, Lydia, buenas tardes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Esau Torres. As Bacilia said, I'm one of the co-founders. And I come from the background of entertainment and live music. And I'm just excited to kind of share what our vision is behind Grita Canta Vota. And I just want to thank Chicanos por la Causa, Latino Loud for having us in their show. I'm excited to repartir el mitote.
Oh, wonderful.
So we'll see what's going to happen.
Wonderful.
What are you going to ask me? I need to know.
So what we want to know, what everybody wants to know is, Grita Canta Vota is really working with musicians, working with, with the community. But tell us more specifically, what is the thought process behind working with the musicians, and what is it that you're trying to accomplish?
Well, a couple of things. I think what we're doing is building on the amazing work that many organizations have done throughout the years, such as Chicanos por la Causa, Latino Loud, in terms of civic engagement with Grita Canta Vota. What we see is that a lot of the Spanish-speaking community, specifically those of Mexican descent, are traditionally hesitant to participate in the electoral process. And we feel that with partnerships with artists, it might be a way where the message can be a little simpler to understand, maybe a little funner, colorful, with the sound and music and from the people that they love to hear every weekend in the pachangas. And that's how the kind of like this vision of behind Grita Canta Vota is, how do we educate the people about voting. And it's been an exciting journey. What do you think, Bacilia? What am I missing?
Well, for me, it's been quite the journey, right? Because I am not part of the music industry. I've worked in government, nonprofits, and you hear people talking about, creating content that's culturally competent, meeting people where they are. And then you see it time and time again where potentially, campaigns fall flat or, it's really hard to reach Latinos. And for me, we're a true marriage of civic engagement and music and the entertainment industry. And we come together really to create. So going back to that meeting people where they are, we are going where they're at. They're at concerts, they're at festivals, the weekends, eating food. And so for us, going to concerts and really engaging them there in person, having those conversations is really, really important. But not only just having that one-to-one at the festivals and at the concerts, when you hear an artist that you trust, you're a fan of, you get excited, you want to see them on the weekends. And when they say, go out and vote, register to vote, we feel that it really will trigger and activate them to get inspired. And as of right now, it has been, we're starting to see, so we're starting to see a lot of the results in terms of the impact that the artists, when they send a message and when it's tied to an event, or sweepstakes or something like that revolving an artist, people pay attention and are more willing to get activated.
So let me ask you this, because there is a misconception that that voters that don't speak English are not American. Okay, that but we have a lot of folks that are Spanish speaking that are U.S. citizens and they're voting, but no one is reaching out to them.
I think, like for me personally, I think that feeling is from the outside and from the inside. And what we're out there telling our community is like, hey, you're just as American as everyone else. And we are, we contribute a lot to the economy. We pay our taxes. We are hardworking families. And I think that's one of the things that I'm particularly excited about our campaigns. That's what we're highlighting. When we're going out to these events, you're seeing families going out to these events. You know, for example, we're going to be here with Banda El Recodo at Rancho Ochoa. I'm just so excited because nothing but families show up. And I'll give you another example, Grupo Control. Grupo Control is, they're like the masterminds behind our theme song, Grita Canta Vota. It's already on Spotify. You can check out the video that we filmed in Washington, D.C. Very iconic, very symbolic for us. And they're also a reflection of the community. Un papá, the dad, tus hijas, the daughters. And these are songs that everybody listens to in the quinceañeras, in the weddings. And now, you know, they're authors of our theme song, Grita Canta Vota. And that's what we're highlighting. We're highlighting who Latinos are. Families, happy. We love our culture. We love our music, our food, everything. And we're just using it to empower ourselves.
So I think that's great. And, you know, one of the things that I've heard a lot, and especially when in my years of trying to reach voters, especially voters in the Latino community, is, you know, there are so many organizations that do an awesome job of registering them to vote. They're knocking on doors or they're registering to vote. But no one is talking to them about coming out to vote on election day. No one's reaching out to them. And so what we find is that we have a lot of, in the community, we have folks that are registered to vote and they're not no one's reaching them. So when they're registered, but they're not participating, candidates won't spend money on them by, you know, they won't mail, you know, something to someone who is not voting. The parties aren't doing it. So this is a great opportunity to reach that particular community. Have you received any sort of feedback from folks saying no one has ever talked to me? Or
I think we're accustomed to nobody talking to us already. So what we're learning and what I'm learning is that it's upon us if we want to be that change in the world. And it just starts in a conversation as such as you and I are having, us and Bacilia at the table. So we're going to have these massive music festivals called Vota-Palooza. And it's like an experience of any live music festival where we're going to be able to celebrate our civic engagement. And we're going to be able to invite, you know, thousands of people to come and celebrate our music and our culture, but at the same time, celebrate that we're going to show up and vote. I'm particularly excited about a movement that we're going to start with the musicians. So you better participate in this one. It's called the Get Ready With Me challenge, where it's called Vota con Botas. Oh. And what we're going to do is, you know, when people go to the jaripeos, to the bailes, they wear like their Sunday best. They got their botas on, their tejana. Mm-hmm. And what we're doing is it's a call to action to the community. Let's show up to the polls. Let's show the world the beautiful people who we are. Let's show up with our families, with our tejana, with our botas. And that's how we're going to go and deliver the ballot to the polls.
And so botas means boots.
Yes.
You know, and so, but this is great though, because that really sends a message, and especially, you know, that is our community. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know, my family from Mexico, they will totally relate, mm-hmm. you know, and so tell us more about the Vota-Palooza.
Vota-Palooza, yes. So it's a concert series festival. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I just showered myself with my Grita Canta Vota mug. I was going to plug it right there. It's really cold by now.
Okay, the bloopers. Okay.
I know.
No, keep that in.
I'm like, are you okay? Yes. Okay.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the Vota-Palooza.
Yeah, so Vota-Palooza are our GOTV festivals, Getting Out the Vote festivals. We are going to have 5 across the nation. Here in the Phoenix area, it's on October 17th, where it's a free concert where people will be able to find out more information about what's on the ballot, potential other resources in the community. We'll have on stage, we're going to have performers. We have Grupo Control confirmed, tentatively have other artists that are coming. So big headliners we're very excited about. And in between all the performances, there will be voter education about just how the misconceptions there are about voting, just One of the things I think is also important and I'm thinking about my family specifically, if there's a lot of people that are registered because they got help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back, like even growing up, I've always had to help or translate, like my mom to fill out the forms. Even to this day, we have to fill out all the forms, right? So they may have gotten help to register, but it's really hard. It's like they don't want to go to the polls because who's going to help them there, right? And so for us, having this Vota-Palooza is an opportunity to be able to give them that help, right? Be able to see what voting is actually like. We may have different things there where they could practice, or if they can bring their ballot, there will be a ballot box there. We're working on that, so tentatively,
Right.
but that's really the spirit of the festival, to really provide education, but make it fun, because we are going to have music, we're going to have food, there's going to be artists singing, and we're excited about Grupo Control joining us and playing our song, but we're also going to have additional headliners being at the festival.
Awesome. So the date again on the
October 17th. It's
October
a
17th?
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. So by then, early voting will be in full swing.
Yes.
Okay. And there are folks that are already starting to look at what's on the ballot, to look at, and let me tell you something. This election, the ballot is going to be, I think, one of the longest ballots that we've ever had, with a lot of
Interesting.
issues. We have candidates, we have ballot measures. And so I think it's important also for them to receive information. I think it's important for any voter to receive information, because, more than anything, to educate them that even if they vote for just maybe the top, some of the top federal candidates, and then they can skip, and their vote, if they skip votes, their ballot will still count. But a lot of people don't know that, and I think that's important. Now, I did reviewing some of the video clips from the website. I also saw some of the artists were also participating and delivering the message. Tell us about some of the artists.
Oh yeah, one of the things that I love about the artists is that, I mentioned it before, they're a reflection of our community. And they're also learning about civic engagement. The same time as they're learning it, they're teaching our community about it. And I'm excited to see them excited about, oh, I didn't know that. We tell them, hey, there's 63 million Latinos in the United States, of which 43 million are of Mexican descent. That's your fan base. Let's mobilize. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So how do we mobilize them? We give them key dates, key websites or where people need to register to vote, check their voter registration. A lot of them have given us tickets and sweepstakes and swag, so we can use them for people to check their voter registration. And I just get really inspired by them, because they have the words that the people understand. And a lot of us who are on this world, there's things that I just learned right now. I didn't know that you could skip on the boleta. For me, I was like, man, I felt like it was an exam, right? You're like, I have to fill it all out, or else it's not going to be good. So maybe maybe someone won that wasn't supposed to win where I voted last time. Who knows? But that's good information. Now I know.
Yeah, and so hearing the message from artists, especially the fan base, when they hear that message, it's relatable. But on one of the videos, I saw you up on the stage, and is this in between songs, or
yeah, they throw me up there on the stage. Bacilia throws me on the stage. We were in Chicago
I was on stage
this week, and she got on stage, and it was pretty cool. What we do is we talk about the movement right now, and we try to do this right before the headliner, right before the show, because that's when all ears and eyes are on stage. Everybody's recording it, and we just take advantage of this prime time on the stage and just talk about Grita Canta Vota. We're like, hey, here's who we are, here's why we're doing it, and here's why we think you should do it too. And look, the artists that you're about to listen to, they're 100% on board. And if they're on board, then you should as well. And to me, I love seeing that. I love hyping them up. It reminds me of the times when I used to tour as an artist. I like seeing Bacilia up there, because she throws some really intelligent words out there that I'm still trying to learn. And I think that's what brings our uniqueness as a campaign, something special to the community, because they're like, hey, estos son del pueblo, pero también son de otro high. So
I love that.
So, you know, it's cool. I like it. Plus, Bacilia, she's like, Arizona should be really proud because she's ASU alum. I've been coming here to Arizona this year. I came here like first time 17 years ago, and it's a thriving community. I love coming here. The Mexican food is amazing. I can almost say it's better than the one in California, because I'm like, wow, it's bomb. But anyway.
And we're serious about our food now.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I need to come more often.
Yeah, I do miss the food here.
So another thing that I'm really proud to say that Chicanos por la Causa, Latino Loud, you know, we partner with you, but you've also partnered with a lot of other community organizations that are doing some really awesome work in the community. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about some of the other groups that you're working with as well.
Yeah, we are proud to have partnered with Arizona Center for Empowerment and Lucha. And the way we partner with ACE, or also known as ACE, is that, you know, they've been in the community. They understand the community. And for us, we bring the music, the fun, the artists, and to be a true marriage, right? It's like, let's bring the experts who have been in the community, know how to do voter registration, talk to people and do the education piece, and give them access to the people that are at the festivals and the music. And together, combined, is how we're doing a lot of the outreach at these festivals. We're also, a big component of what we're doing is making sure that we're connecting them for long-term engagement. So we're giving them the data for them to not only engage at this time, but potentially continue to engage them so that they stay civically engaged in the future.
That's true. And I think that's great because, you know, one of the biggest hurdles of our community when they haven't come out to vote and they've been registered is the fear factor. Well, you know, what if I vote for someone that, you know, I don't know information about or whatever, or not that lack of knowledge, you know, will my ballot still be counted if I skip a vote or that information. But one of the things that we found is that once they vote for the first time, they will see how painless it is, and hopefully make them into future regular voters, moving them up. And once they become future regular voters, they're going to start receiving information in the mail from candidates, from the parties, from the different other folks that are looking for their vote. They will be courted. And I think at the end of the day, de eso se trata, ¿no?
Yes, we want to be heard. We want to be heard. I think that our community wants to be heard, needs to be heard. That's one of the things I'm most excited about. This past election was my second time voting, and you know, we can't take our vote for granted, or our ability or our blessing to vote. I see it as a blessing because a lot of our community cannot vote, and we are, you know, we're advocates for them. You know, we speak for them, for those who cannot vote. And I think we, who are citizens, have a moral obligation, but also as part of our civic duty, you know, to serve as, you know, proud citizens, outstanding citizens. This past election, I was being lazy. It was like they were going to close the polls, and my dad calls me. He's like, "Hijo, ya votaste?" Like, did you vote? And I lied to him. I said, "Yeah, I did," and I didn't. But I knew I had the ballot, and I had it like halfway filled. And I called my friend who's an activist right there I live in Berkeley, California. And I asked her, like, hey, what time do they close? They're closing in 15 minutes. Here's the closest one to you. And what I did is I grabbed my ballot and I grabbed all my kids and I said, let's go. We're going to go vote. And I did a little drawing, and Dieguito won the drawing. So he's the one that put the ballot into the box. And now they talk about it. And it has to be that change. We have to take ownership of our responsibility. It's a blessing. It's a privilege. We cannot just let it go. And I think that's one of the things that I'm most inspired and motivated is to get those first time voters out there. Let's do it. It's not even that hard, but you got to do it. And it's very, very impactful. It's something that takes us very little bit of time, very little bit of effort. but the outcome can be, astronomical for our community.
So what you said just really inspired me, and I hope that for those watching this, I hope that they can hear Esau's words, because his testimony
Mm-hmm.
is something that resonates with a lot of people in the community. And we've all heard Cesar say "sí se puede,"
Mm-hmm.
but in essence, sí se puede.
Yeah.
Todo es posible.
Everything is possible. And no, and it's also like not just only sharing our testimony, because I feel like before I went back to school and started getting an education, I'm a 41-year-old man and doing undergrad at UC Berkeley. I stopped touring professionally when I was 35. It's never too late. It's never there's always time if you want to do it. And I think that I feel highly privileged of being able to experience something that a lot of our community has not. And I feel like this resonates with Bacilia. She's out in DC. She's worked for government. She's worked for these major institutions where all these major decisions are made. And what's clear to me is like, if we're not going to sit at the table where decisions are made, we're always going to be in the menu. I know we're delicious and everything, but we should not be on the menu.
Yeah.
We should be on the table making those decisions.
Yes, absolutely. And
Y si no te dan asiento,
that's right. And this is why we have to be Latino loud, too.
Yes.
And this is why this campaign is so important also with Grita Canta Vota.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you're doing what you do. I'm so glad
Thank you.
that you're engaging artists and musicians to help deliver that message, because that is something that's very connected to our community. Besides our delicious food, music.
Yes.
Music.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. And Lydia, I want to send a shout out to our team. We have a beautiful team,
Yeah.
a very diverse team. We're from all over the U.S. I barely met Denia today. She's an attorney. She's out in New York. And she, I was listening to her story, and I was just like, everybody's story gets so unique, but so similar, right? And I think that's what makes our campaign special. I admire Bacilia a lot because she's one of the strongest women I've ever met. She hits us sometimes.
No.
I'm kidding. She doesn't hit us. She pinches us. No, I'm just kidding. My brother, who I love, my blood brother, Euler, I admire him so much. He's a person his humility, I think it's his strength. He wears huaraches everywhere. When he met Bill Clinton, the first thing Bill Clinton said, "Hey, I like your shoes." It was his huaraches. We went to Sábado Gigante, he wore huaraches, and he's just a person who's so authentic, and we just really want to mobilize and impact our community. Bridget, too, who's also from Arizona, also alum of ASU, a powerhouse Latina, me inspiran. And I'm just like, man, I strive to be like them. I want to be so smart and say all these cool things. But I think we all bring this uniqueness to our campaign. And I just love seeing, it's funny because the musicians, Grupo Control, they inspire us. But Elena, she was like, oh my God, because she's in college too right now. She's like, I'm learning this and I'm so excited. And now they're out there mobilizing their fans and mobilizing their community. And that's how it starts.
Yeah, that's right. It's a chain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we do want to stress that all of the work that you do is totally nonpartisan, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
So we are, it's very important for everyone to get educated and make their own decision and really use their voice. It's their power to make that decision ultimately. One of the things that I don't think we've mentioned that is important for us also is for people to understand that, like you mentioned, the entire ballot. It's election day is not just about the president or who sits at the White House. It's really about who's sitting across, and some of the more what you're impacted the most is the local issues, who's representing you in your district, things like that. And so ultimately it's us not just communicating to go vote, but also providing just so much more education that's really important for people to understand what's at stake by not voting and how they're giving up their power. Yeah, we really want everyone to go out and vote.
Wonderful, wonderful. So with that, I'm gonna allow you to give us also just some basic information. We have some great footage, some great videos from your website, and some great pictures that we received about all the amazing work you do. So give us a shout out from the events again. Just a quick rundown of the events.
Sure. So everybody, Esau Torres from Grita Canta Vota inviting you to Vota-Palooza. Visit gritacantavota.org. Follow us on all social media. You can become a volunteer. Of course, you can become a voter. You can become a supporter. You can become very, very many things. Come join this movement. It's wonderful. It's exciting. It's colorful. It's Latino loud. It's really loud. And I don't know, just really excited for you to learn more. And hopefully you get out and vote this year.
Yes, and if you are already registered, and I recommend you check your voter registration to make sure you are ready. If you do that on our website right now, you will be entered to win 2 tickets to see Peso Pluma or Banda MS, or sweeps. We also have a sweepstakes going to Las Vegas to see Los Bukis. So there's quite a few giveaways that we're doing for people when they check their voter registration on our website. And then obviously, if you're not registered, this is separate. Please register to vote. We want everybody to vote. And then Vota-Palooza, October 17th.
Very good, very good. So you heard it here, and we expect to see everybody join. This is a great party. This is a great family function, and this is also a great way to bring awareness. Our issues are everybody's issues, and our community is stronger when we all come together to have a voice. With that, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, and I will see you both at the Vota-Palooza.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Ya nos vemos.
Gracias.